How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I am going to walk you through a company today that is a charging company. It also helps with the drivetrain of some really well-known companies with their electric vehicles. And I'm going to talk to you about how they power their vehicles through lightning. So it's going to be pretty interesting. This is a company that isn't really well known yet. It's a SPAC that is right at about $13 a share, a little bit less than that. So a lot of people have been asking me in my Patreon group to take a look at it. So today we're doing that. If you guys like this, please hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, we are on the road to 35,000 subscribers. Maybe by the time you see this, we're past that, but we are moving quickly. We are growing like crazy. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can definitely click the link down below to WeBull where you can get 4 free stocks. So 4 free stocks just for a couple more days. You can sign up, deposit $100, get 4 free stocks. Some are worth up to $1,600, including like Google stock and Facebook stock. So definitely check that out. And if you refer someone else after that, then you get 6 free stocks from that. So definitely check that out. It's in the description. And if you want to know exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. We've picked up several companies that have been in the EV space this week and last week that have moved up 20, 30, 80% in a day, and some up over 100% over the last few weeks. We've gone in on pretty much every big company that's exploded recently. So definitely check out the link down there. I update you with my buys and sells. And then there's just a whole bunch of other investors in there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to learn in the investing market, in the stock market. I don't know everything by any means, but a lot of people in there are really smart, so they can probably help you out. So definitely take a look down there. So Gig Capital is a company that we're talking about today. They are merging with Lightning eMotors. So I'll explain the transaction. You can see here that they're up about 13% on the day on Friday. We did close early on Friday, but they have moved up a little bit. They're starting to get some traction. They're one of those companies where they're in the right sector at the right time. They are a SPAC, which is really hot right now. They're just starting to get noticed. I believe just a week ago, they announced that they were going to merge or they were planning on merging with a company. So let's take a look here at the company. Lightning eMotors, a company that focuses on fleet electrification and cutting out fuel consumption, is in talks to go public through a merger with Gig Capital 3. Again, I didn't say the ticker symbol before, but it's GIK. This is going to raise about $100 million in new equity to support a transaction that would create a combined equity worth about $700 million to $1 billion. So they haven't really come out with a bunch of news on this. I tried to find it on both the SPAC's website and the private company's website. I could not find anything that came out like that they were in definitive agreements or anything like that. So there is some extra risk there, but there haven't been many companies that haven't gone through after there was whispers of them merging. They usually go through. I haven't seen one yet this year, I think, that hasn't gone through. But again, you don't know what's going to be valued at this point. They rose about 23% on this news. And this company, Lightning Hybrids, Lightning eMotors, is based in America. They have technology that they add to commercial vehicles such as vans, trucks, and buses that reduces carbon emissions to zero. This is a company that's not just in the charging space, but also helps with the drivetrains. And I'll show you exactly what they are looking at, what they do in a couple minutes. But they also have the charging service. The CEO says there's a significant momentum building in the commercial medium-duty electric vehicle industry driven by social and regulatory trends. So we've talked about that a lot on the channel. There have been so many companies going public, taking companies public, blowing up recently because the EV sector is expanding, right? This has been the big push this year. So they are trying to time this well. You can see that they're trying to pick up an EV company. So Lightning Energy, they have EV charging stations. They have level 2. They have DC fast charging. They don't have a lot of information on this. I mean, you can go through a lot on their website, but I'm not a scientist or anything like that. So I don't really want to read a 10-page paper on the electric charging. I would rather have some information about their financials and their projections rather than the science behind it, because we've seen a lot of different science. We've seen a lot of different things on charging. So I'd rather just know their projections, where they're at now, where they're going, that kind of thing. They have electric vehicle stations. They have these different hybrid systems or these different drivetrain systems. They manufacture and install high quality battery electric drivetrains for medium and heavy duty commercial vehicles. So they work with Ford. You can see here they have ranges of anywhere between 60 miles and 120 miles, so really low on there, but they are CARB certified. We've talked about that before. They have some other vehicles here, the E450. They also have the F53. So this is similar to like the last mile delivery trucks. You can see that they have a range of about 80 and 110 miles. They also have the F550. So that's it's like a bus almost. And then they also have this larger truck here too. I don't believe this is quite a semi truck, but it's pretty close. They also have a bus here. They have a lot of different information on here. They also have a type of analytics system. So you can read through that. It's kind of interesting, but again, it's very similar to a lot of other companies. And this is really early on, so they don't even have an investor deck even. So I looked on both companies' websites. Usually they have some investor deck with expected revenue, expected growth. They don't have anything like that right now. They don't have a breakdown of the merger or anything like that. Again, this is kind of extra speculative because of the fact that that's not done. Now, I've talked about this recently. I don't like to invest without that investor deck or the investor presentation. If you don't know what a deck is, I like to see that first because we have no idea what the value is right now on this company. And you could invest it with the way things are going right now. It's probably going to go up. I'm not saying that it will by any means, but all these companies are going up right now. All these companies are exploding, it seems like. But the thing is, we have no idea what it's valued at. I mean, they could come out, you could invest in it, and they could say that they're valuing it at $3 billion, and they're not expecting any revenue till 2024. That's not very likely, but that could definitely happen. I like to see that. I like to know how much the company gets and how much they are putting up in equity. It is a very speculative time. There are companies that aren't looking at being profitable for 5 or 10 years that are getting massive amounts of capital injected into them. But the thing is, this can only happen so long. So I am cautious about companies like this that really don't have anything set up, because that is more speculative than I typically like to invest in. Now, that could change. The market is changing every day, so I'm not going to lock myself into saying that I'm not going to invest in this before they come out with something like that. But right now, that is the way I'm thinking. Again, do your own research. Make sure that you are looking at it yourself. I just wanted to give you a quick breakdown on the company if you hadn't heard about it already, because it is interesting. It's really early on, and it is valued at a lot less than some other charging companies. I mean, we're talking about $700 million to even $1 billion company. And we had other companies that we talked about recently, like NBAC, like ChargePoint, like Blink. They're valued at much more than this, but I don't think this has quite the footprint yet either. And they do have a different side of their business, which makes it extra interesting with the drivetrains. So again, I just wanted to show you this company earlier than, maybe you would have heard about it anyways. So if you guys like this, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We're growing like crazy again. And if you want to know exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling, I did make some buys this week that did really well. We have a large community in that Patreon group, so definitely check that out down below. And again, if you want those 4 free stocks, I really appreciate it. It means a lot, especially with the holidays coming up. I really appreciate you sharing with me that extra money that we get from signing up for WeBull. So thank you guys for that. And I will see you in the next video. I will link to a video that I just did yesterday on RMG, a company that we invested in that went up 20% just over the last trading day. So definitely check out that video here. Thanks.